99.5
Kicks Country.
About your work, how your boss is a jerk. We talk about your church and your head when it hurts.
Welcome to another edition of The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. It's everything about the outdoors. Take it away, guys.
Good morning. Welcome to the Good Outdoors radio show here in Valdosta, Georgia. Man, I'm excited to be here today. How about you, Ronnie?
I'm excited too.
Steve?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all doing good?
Doing good. A little wet this morning from Howard, Georgia, anyway.
Yeah, it was wet on me down there when I got up. And it actually woke me up raining this morning. Threw me off guard. I didn't realize it was supposed to rain today. But I hadn't had time to look at the weather to see about it anyway.
It sure looked like it was working up to it all evening yesterday.
Yeah, I could tell something was up myself when I was out there knocking around. It was bright and sunny all day, then it got cloudy and the wind kind of started blowing a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Knew there was a good chance that it was going to rain, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. I mean, this was a huge weekend to me. I mean, there was so much went on this weekend. It's pitiful. I had a good time again, as always, being outdoors. But, start off the weekend with riveted to the TV Friday evening as the second suspect in the bombing up there was caught.
Yes, sir.
Just glued to the TV watching it. And I'm glad they got him to finally come on out and caught him alive, so maybe they can get to the bottom of some things now, hopefully.
It's going to be hard for him to talk with his throat blown out, but we'll see what happens.
Right,
they say he's going to be all right to be able to communicate, but just not now.
Well, he's communicating now already by writing it down.
Yeah.
Writing things down. So he is awake and alert right now. And been talking to him a little bit about, things, but he's just having to write things down. I don't know, if they've really officially – they may have. I don't know if they've officially said how bad he was injured in his throat. Have y'all heard? I mean, no. I hadn't had a chance.
Just scant comments. It's they don't believe it's life-threatening, but he was in very serious condition. So, but I think he's pulling out of it. They've upgraded his condition from one level to the next, so that's usually a good sign. So.
Yeah, and they said it was awake and alert and communicating. So that's good. We'll get to the bottom of it and see if there's any more out there that they were involved with.
Well, we may or may not, and that's the big controversy this morning. They're trying to figure out, are we going to charge him as a enemy combatant, or are we going to read him as Miranda rights? If we read him as rights, then we're not going to find out jack. So that's the big turmoil that's been going on all weekend, and you're talking about a complicated debate. It really is, and it's we fight every day on this show about Second Amendment rights, and here's where it's hard to put your money where your mouth is. If you believe in the U.S. Constitution, then you got to look at the facts and decide, is he here as a enemy combatant, or was he a U.S. citizen that committed a terrorist act? And that's a fine line, man. And I tell you what, I think the key lies in his dead brother, and that's going to be hard to pull that out within 48 hours of his capture. So we either got to charge him or label him a combatant, and we got to do it this morning, I think, or whenever the 48-hour period is. So.
Wouldn't be no problem to me to label him as a combatant, close down the room there, and send somebody in to get some information.
But I agree with you on the face of that. But the problem is, what if he's not an enemy combatant, and then you violated his rights?
How is he not an enemy combatant?
An enemy combatant is a person who is put here by another country to terrorize the United States. Now, the question did Chechnya or Russia or Al-Qaeda or whoever, did they put him here, or did he decide on his own as a U.S. citizen that he was going to follow that faction and blow the people up? If that's the case, then you got to charge him and read him his Miranda rights, according to the U.S. Constitution. And that's why this is so complicated. I want to waterboard his ass so bad I can't stand it.
I agree.
But there again, I can't be two-faced and hypocritical and say we're going to do that regardless, because then what I'm doing is throwing out the U.S. Constitution. And if I do that, then how can I stand up for gun rights in the Second Amendment? I can't be a hypocrite.
Well, I see what you're saying, but, at the same time, I say, I understand the Constitution. The Constitution is what this country was founded on, is what we follow, what we believe in. But when you have somebody coming over here like he did,
But he was already here. He wasn't. He didn't come over here.
okay, when you have somebody here like he is that does a crime without a doubt like he has done, I also feel like justice should be served swiftly in whatever shape, form, or fashion that we deem necessary.
It's going to be served, whether
and the
he's
hell with reading him Miranda rights or whatever. He's friggin' guilty. It doesn't matter.
See, that's where you're throwing out the U.S. Constitution, dude. That's where it don't work. That's where it don't work. But I will tell you this: regardless if he's labeled an enemy combatant or he's read his rights, he's probably going to fry.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's pretty well a given. Then again, it's according to what he's charged with. It's a turmoil, man. I watched it all afternoon yesterday, and it is not. It's going to be controversial. So we'll take a call. Maybe they got an opinion on what's going on. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors? How are you?
Good morning, fellas.
What's up, Blake?
What's going on?
Not much. Here's a man that knows a little bit about reading Miranda rights.
Yeah, what do you think about him this weekend? Should they read him as Miranda rights and prosecute him and give him the death penalty, or treat him in another way?
Well, we all equal. Everybody's got to have the right, regardless of what they've done. But that's the law standpoint. My opinion might be a little bit different.
That's right. That's why it's so. That's why it's so tough. You're sworn to uphold the Constitution, regardless of what your personal thoughts are, and that's a really tough position to be in. A lot tougher than the one I'm sitting in.
Yeah, I think he might need to be with his brother instead of the road he's about to go down.
I don't see how he's not with his brother after watching that. Man, they riddled that boat with bullets to the point that there's an online movement sending in donations to buy the guy another boat. You know,
he's going to need one.
So how he got out of there alive is beyond me. He's like a cat with 9 lives.
Well, all we can say is maybe God has a different plan for him.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
A different way to suffer.
There you go. There you go.
Very true.
Appreciate you calling in, Blake.
All right.
Take it easy, man.
All right.
Yeah, there's one thing's for sure. He's not ever going to see whether he's put to death or not. I don't think the brother ever see the light of day ever again.
Nah, I don't either.
So
whichever way they go with him. I'm like you. If they read him as Miranda rights, he's going to fry.
Yep.
He's going to be another. I think Timothy McVeigh. He'll fry.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you though, I had a good weekend. Other than that, watching the news, we had the Texas explosion. Killed and injured lots of people, tore a town apart. You know, and just a bad thing. Had an earthquake going on in China. Another bad earthquake over there. I think around 200 people dead, I believe, and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things in the news, and I spent a lot of time outdoors. I got up, went turkey hunting Saturday morning with Dawson out there at Southwind. Knew it was going to be a bad morning because of the weather that came through, and it sure enough was. Just slow morning. Not many gobbling. If they were gobbling, there wasn't anywhere we could get to them and work them, and they just gobble every once in a while. I did have one Jake pretty close to us, but that was it. Did you go Saturday morning, Steve?
I did, and I saw 4 grown gobblers about 500 yards off, and they couldn't hear me, I guess, or whatever, and then I tried to move on them and couldn't get in front of them. Well, I say I couldn't get in front of them. I never saw them again once they got out of the field, but that was close as I got, but I did see some. So.
Mm-hmm. Reading in the news here, there's a West Virginia student. He's in a school is at odds over NRA T-shirt. Did y'all see this? Did y'all read about it?
I saw it on the news yesterday.
The boy's wearing this dang NRA T-shirt, and they asked him to turn it inside out. He's waiting in line in the cafeteria. There was nothing wrong with the T-shirt that he had on, his NRA T-shirt. I think it had a picture of a rifle on it and something else. They asked him to turn it inside out, and he said no. Well, then they sent him to the office, and they asked him again to turn it inside out, and he said no. So they called the police. When police got there, the police told him, he said, sit down and be quiet. And I said, no, I'm exercising my right to free speech, and I said it calmly. The police charged him with disrupting an educational process and obstructing an officer. Can you believe this now? Because he had a T-shirt. It did not violate.
I believe it.
I can certainly
but it did
believe
not
it,
violate the school's dress code, period.
Yeah, that's the whole key right there. If it did not violate the dress code, I think this thing got way out of hand, way quick, and I guarantee you those charges ain't gonna stick.
The posted on a school system's website prohibits clothing and accessories that display profanity, violence, discriminatory messages, or sexually suggested phrases.
I don't think it's T-shirt. I didn't see the T-shirt, but from what I've read, I don't see how that T-shirt could have done any of those things.
No, it didn't. I mean, there's no way. So this is going to have to be fought. They're getting us out there for a reason, and they want people to know this because of the way it was handled. And that's a good thing. Get it out there. Get it in the press. Put it out there and see and raise Cain against it, because it's just not right.
No, it's not. Hang on, because it's going to get worse.
It is. It's going to get a lot worse. A lot worse. There's some fishermen were missing, I think, since Friday, I believe it was, Thursday or Friday, off the Texas coast. And sad to say that I think there was 5 of them out there, and only one of them made it out. Had a freak storm come up. They couldn't get back in, a commercial fishing boat, so they tied up to an oil rig like they always do, and they went to sleep. Well, early that next morning, a rogue wave or something just slammed the boat, turned it upside down, and they were in the water before they knew it. And they finally had to call off the search out there. You got get out in the big pond. You got to be careful, man.
You ain't kidding. I had a bad incident in the big pond when I lived in Moultrie. My next door neighbor and I went down. I can't even remember where we were at, to be honest with you. But I know we ended up where we shouldn't have been. I can tell you that part of it. But we went down there, and he had a pontoon boat, and he had been going down there every weekend for months, fishing right there, just catching different fish. He was not what I call a fisherman, but he would go down there and do the best he can, and he'd catch fish and have a good time. He didn't even eat fish. He would catch them, throw them back, just had a good old time in the good outdoors. Kept him bugging me to go. One day I said, I'll go down there with you. So we went down there, and the lure of getting out a little bit further kind of got us, and some guy came in and said they were tearing them up right out there at this buoy, and there's the key to go to the break there. So I'm gonna leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger there, but it really wasn't too far out. It really wasn't. It just, the weather turned out to get us. But I'll explain the rest of the story when we come back. You're listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5. Here we go again. Every time there's a food plot to be planted, Daryl's nowhere to be found. You see him, Ronnie?
He's probably in the truck eating a dang sandwich.
I'm sitting right here by this tree, and they don't even see me.
Man, that Realtree AP was designed to blend hunters with their surroundings, not hide them when it's time to work.
I'm so hidden, the scooters can't even find me.
Okay, Daryl, come on. We got to get this stuff planted.
What's that? Hey, stop it.
Realtree. It's so real, a coyote might pee on it.
Serves you right, you slacker.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't, and when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
What in the world is that noise?
Sounds like the transmission's about to come out of my truck.
Transmission? Sounds like Alien vs. Predator under there. Let's get it to Ronnie at Eagle Auto Repair.
Ronnie, I got a problem.
Problem? It sounded like Superman fighting the Incredible Hulk.
No, it was worse than that.
Come on, man. This is for real. I ain't got the money to be fixing no big problem.
Chill out, dude. You're at Eagle Auto Repair. You know we'll fix it right and as inexpensive as we can. We only use quality parts, and my guys are some of the best trained technicians in town.
Yeah, but can they stop a fight between Godzilla and King Kong? Because I'm betting that's what they're going to find under there.
Eagle Auto Repair.
321 Lakes Boulevard, Lake Park, Georgia.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply
is a proud supporter of the Good Outdoors. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back. Monday morning here in the Good Outdoors, man. Hey, time to wake up, Ronnie.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I can't get my eyes cleared up this morning.
Hey,
Steve, wake up whether you want to or not this morning.
That's right.
Yeah, I was I was talking about the story fishing with my neighbor, and we beautiful, man, absolutely beautiful day. No wind whatsoever, not really hot. And a guy said that they're biting out there at a certain spot. So we looked out there, and he said, well, I've never been out there that far. And I said, well, you can see it right there. I mean, you can see it off the distance, you know. And this guy came by, and he goes, man, it's slick as glass out there. Y'all come on out there. So we went out there, and we got out to the buoy, and we could see that the boats were actually a little further than that. So we decided to go ahead and drop anchor right where we were and just try to start catching some fish there. And we did. And all of a sudden, I mean, out of nowhere, the wind just picked up, and it started getting dark. And I told him, I said, man, we need to move now. We need to get back towards, because the thing was slow. You know, it wasn't a speed boat by no means. It was a pontoon boat, and it wouldn't go real fast. So, but anyway, make a long story short, about the time we started pulling anchors up, I mean, it was on us like lightning. I've never seen anything like it. The wind was blowing, I mean, so bad, and the waves, the place went from being slick as glass to the waves being, when you were down in the trough and you were looking up, the waves were up above you. So they had to be probably 7 feet. And it started tossing us, you know, like the USS Minnow.
Man.
And he got the motor cranked up. We got our life vests on, because he really was he didn't panic. I didn't either. I really underestimated it, but he didn't. But he didn't panic. He said, "Get your life vest on and hold on." So I did, and he got the thing turned on, and man, it was. I can't even describe with words how rough it was. But he turned the motor on, and that long pontoon boat, when we would get at the top of the wave, the motor would come out of the water, and it would rev real high because he wouldn't back it down. And when he did that one or two times, the motor, it malfunctioned. I mean, it revved up and it went, it was out. It wouldn't go. So with the motor, not working right, the boat got turned, and a pontoon boat deck is flat.
Mm-hmm.
We had tackle. My tackle box was slap full of lures. I had 2 rod and reels there. We had a cooler full of stuff, all his junk. It all went off it was washed off the boat. The waves was crashing over it, and to the point one wave crashed over into the front of it, and it cracked the platform between the 2 pontoons, and the boat basically split down the middle, and it didn't come apart, but it caved into a V. At that point, we're at the mercy of the water, and I was praying like a man has never prayed before in his life. We couldn't see land. We didn't know where we're at, but it seemed like hours, but probably 10 minutes this all occurred, and then it went from being a thunderstorm to being slick as glass and the sun out again. And there we were, disabled, not a boat in sight, couldn't see land, didn't know where we were. And the motor would just idle, but it would idle and it would push us in a certain direction, but we literally had to guess which way we had to go. We had no radio because it was a pontoon boat, freshwater pontoon boat, no way to communicate, no cell phone service, nothing. And we guessed right, and pretty soon we saw land ho, you know. And we kept going, and we got up there to the coast, and it was just marsh grass far as you could see. So we needed to guess, do we go left or right? And I looked at the son and I told him I was convinced that we needed to go right, and he was convinced we needed to go left. And I finally won the argument, and I was right because I knew which way the sun was when we went out there, so it was pretty easy for me to tell. And we started putting. But anyway, this whole ordeal from the time we got out there to the time we got back was 8 hours.
Wow.
If that tells you anything.
Very lucky.
It felt like 30, didn't it?
It felt like 30 days.
Very
we got
lucky.
another call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? Theory Man here. Remember me from last week?
Oh yeah, what's going on, Theory?
Oh, nothing. Hey, check
Dog?
this out. I got something to match you on with that guy, that crazy dude. All right, everybody knows there's contractual agreements in life. I'll give you an example. A driver's license. There's things you do. There's things you don't do.
Marriage.
Even hunting licenses. There's things you don't do, like you don't go out there getting wasted.
Yep.
You don't go out there shooting stuff and just leaving it there.
Correct.
So look at life as a contract, okay?
It is.
For what he's done that was so heinous and selfless, act like that, I believe that his contract is null and void. He has no more right to live as a human being. Fair?
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now I got another one for you. This is even crazier. Since this guy wants to be so crazy, I say we match him on craziness. I'd like to go in there with a top hat filled with different ways of him to go and let him pick it.
Yeah.
So say, hey, buddy, you got 24 hours, okay?
Yeah.
Whatever it is you pick.
Yeah.
He looks at me all crazy. Hey, dude, you pick firing squad. You don't want to pick it. Don't look at me.
There you
and just
go.
walk out there like that, dog. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't argue with you.
Hey,
I can't
I'll tell
argue
you
with
what.
you.
Don't be coming down here blowing stuff up, baby.
Amen.
All right, we'll see you.
All right,
See
man.
you,
Appreciate
man.
the call.
I agree.
I can't disagree with nothing he said. You're right. Yeah, I mean, we had people on Facebook and Twitter. You know, even a New York state senator was tweeting. Should we waterboard him or something to that effect? Good friend of ours, Dirk Harrell.
Yeah, waterboard him in the
he said, I hope they're waterboarding him in the ambulance. You mess with our home turf, it strikes a nerve.
It
so
does.
And it makes you want to throw out it makes you want to throw out the Constitution in that situation and just go ahead and just put a bullet in his head. Once you extract the information from him, just put a bullet in his head. Bam, end it. Just get it over with. It makes you do that, but it's a tough thing.
You get passionate. We're all passionate about, the United States of America, for one. I mean, it's a free country.
Yeah.
And he, we'll never know for sure the influence that the older brother had on him, which, all things point to him being the influential partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
sure they're going
to
now because he's dead.
Well, yeah, exactly. But even everybody from their home country is saying, their family is saying the older one was the more influential, the more crazy one. But now, we'll never know. But this boy, this 19-year-old kid, laying in this boat the entire time he was being shot at. The boat was riddled with bullets. He had plenty of time to lay there and think, oh my God, what have I done? But I bet you he didn't. I bet you God was the last thing he thought about.
Probably.
He didn't even think about that. But I bet he thought about, what has my brother gotten me into? What have I done? Did I really want to do this? I mean, I was been over here since I'm 10 years old, received my citizenship when I was 10 years old. I came to this country, and now my brother's got me in this mess. Even the uncle, the one that's just kind of disowned them and said, they don't need, they're disgrace to us and disgrace to everybody out there. The uncle sounds like he's the one that's come over here the way he should have.
Mm-hmm.
And that's yet to be seen, but it sounds like he's the one who came over the way he should have. He embraces this country and its beliefs. He knows he's better over here than he was in Russia and around Russia over there. And he's a legal immigrant to this country. Mm-hmm. Came over and worked his butt off, and now he's sitting there thinking, okay, I've got more family that can come over here, but my two nephews are going to screw this up for anybody else because of what they've done. So, it's just a tough thing, and America is the land of the free, but we've been too free.
Well, I'm utterly shocked that he was taken alive. Utterly shocked. I mean, he was sitting there with explosives in the boat, guns, grenades, or I don't know about grenades, but explosives and a gun, and he was shooting back, and we were shooting at him. And I'm shocked that he allowed himself to be taken alive. I figured he would either be a coward and shoot himself, or come out guns blazing and go down in a blaze of glory. So a lot needs to be said for the negotiator that talked him out of the boat. He did a heck of a job, and I hadn't heard anything else about him, but I really am shocked. And if I was him, that's the defense I would be employing right now, is that my brother made me do it. That's exactly what I'd be saying.
Yeah, me too.
My brother made me do it. My brother made me do it. You know, that's why I gave up. You know, but it would be a week of defense. Now, don't get me wrong, but
that's about all he's got.
That's all he's got. Yeah, I mean, you know. Well, but your brother didn't make you keep running. Well, I was scared.
Right.
You know, well, I was scared. I didn't know what to do. You know, but that's what I'd be screaming. But yeah, I mean, all of the facts indicate that his brother was the ringleader. He's the one that, you know, that they had the evidence, you know, on that they seized, and of course he'd been over there in the past. They've investigated him in the past.
Yeah, they have.
That's amazing. And but you know,
you know, people slip through the cracks all the time.
No doubt.
You can't catch everybody doing everything wrong, or nothing will ever be done wrong. You know, a lot of things. You know what? There was another thing that happened Saturday. This tells me that Colorado is the new is the new California for sure to me. You know, they have the gun ban or the gun laws going into effect out there. And then look, they have a pot smoking weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a pot smoking weekend, and what happens? Gunshots ring out. You know, in the state with gun control. Really? I thought pot was supposed to mellow you out.
Shots rang out because I got eyes.
Man, I don't know. I don't know about some of these places nowadays. But I didn't really read all that because I just wasn't that interested in it.
Me neither. I saw it and passed right over. Who gives a crap?
Just who cares?
I've written Colorado off. I think we got 49 states anyway now. So that's just
Colorado and California. They got to go too.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, I'll tell you. Oh, there's a lot of turkey pictures. You know, turkey season is just opening up in some states. You know, we're dwindling down on ours, and there's a
closed in Florida as of Sunday.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of states that's just firing off in. Ohio had a youth season. Maryland started their turkey season. Been kind of slow up there, and all across the western states it's in full force. People are killing them too. Lots of pictures.
If you can't kill if you can't kill a Miriam's turkey, you flicked. That's what we used to say when we were kids. You flicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Miriam's. I mean, that's come on now. That ain't no challenge. You want a challenge? Come down and chase an Eastern.
And 99.5 Kicks Country had their, or Black Crow Media had their Do You Want to Be a DJ thing this past weekend. Looks like they had a huge turnout. Daryl, did you go to that? Man, it looks like they had it at the mall. It looks like they had a huge turnout. We'll get more information today from Jim Morgan, I'm sure, and the rest of the crew. Want to be a DJ.
Yeah, I wonder who won it.
I don't know if it's over. I think.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're just starting to get it going good.
I should have entered that.
Yeah, I don't know if we can make good DJs or not.
No, ain't no way.
And the flooding out west, we're going to have to touch on that too pretty soon. There's a lot of flooding going on out there. But we're going to take a break here and come back on the Good Outdoors in just a few minutes. Thanks for listening, everybody.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment, and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all. Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. Did you know that T3 Outdoors buys, sells, trades, and consigns used guns? We need your used guns. T3 Outdoors has a huge selection of turkey gear, from mouth calls, box calls, decoys, and ammo. T3 also has $8.99 Sweet Fee. We also have new spring Under Armour, Guy Harvey, and AFCO shorts. T3 also carries knives, Yeti coolers, boots, Costa sunglasses, and more. T3 Outdoors is locally owned and operated on Perimeter Road next to Zacadoo's.
Hey man, did you hear about that Austin's contest?
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Well, if you come up with a good jingle idea, you can win a $1,000 gift card to Austin.
$1,000?
I know, that's a whole bunch of hand-cut steaks right there.
Dang, we need to come up with one, but I can't sing, and I don't have a microphone.
Oh, you can just record it on the cell phone with your camera or the built-in recorder, and it doesn't have to be professionally recorded. You might just have a great idea or a good rhyme or something they might could use.
Well, how do you enter?
All you gotta do is email your video or MP3 to sales@austins.com.
Austin's? Yeah, I'm going to work on one tonight and win that $1,000 gift card to Austin's.
There's a weekly prize too, a dinner for two for the best one of the week also.
That's right, it's Austin's Idol. Your chance to win a $1,000 gift card to Austin's Cattle Company. Send in your MP3 or videos to sales@austins.com for your chance to win big. For entering, you also have a chance to win dinner for two each week. Stop by Austin's off I-75 at AC16 to pick up your rules and waiver forms, and to find out how you could win a $1,000 gift card to Austin's. Because it's an addiction you never have to quit.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Monday morning edition of the Good Outdoors radio show. Got to go back to work just to get some rest from this weekend.
I hear you. Me too.
Ronnie, what'd you do this weekend?
I stayed in the bushes.
Stayed out in there the whole time, huh?
Sure did.
Man, I
did a little hog hunting. Did a little this, a little of that.
Yeah. You know, we were fortunate enough to get invited down there with you guys, and me and Michelle and took Aubrey and Mackenzie down there with us. And I tell you what, I've never in my life seen a 3-year-old as excited as she was after we caught that second hog.
Oh, y'all caught some hogs? I ain't even heard. Y'all ain't even give me no report.
Well, we just kind of, you know, we had fellowship down there. We didn't get down there after lunch Saturday. We just kind of, you know, stood around, talked, and just
kind of decided, hey, let's catch a hog.
So they went and turned the dogs out, and before you know it, we had one in there, and it wasn't about, I don't know, he was maybe 80, 100 yards off the road, and we went in there and got that one, and turned it loose, and come back out the road.
Catch and release like a largemouth bass.
Then got on another one that was right there in the edge of a clear cut, and the dogs just jumped on this one in a hurry, and a small hog, and we got it caught, and Mackenzie was out there in the clear cut trying to look, so we just took the hog up there to give her a closer look.
Yep, she got a real good look at it.
She got a good look at it, and let me tell you what, we got back in the truck, everybody was going back to camp, and she was on there with Wendy, Alan's wife,
and me,
and you from Wolf Bay Hunting Club, and she was talking up a storm about catching her a hog. She wanted to catch another one. She wanted to go get another one now. She just had her big old time. Now, she loved it.
She liked being able to talk into that box and it talk back to her. That's what she liked.
And then we went on home Saturday night, me and Michelle and the girls, and got up yesterday morning, and the first thing she said was, Miss Wendy misses me. We need to go back.
She's ready to go back.
And then about an hour and a half later, me and her was in the truck going to the store, and she said, I want to go get me another bog. I said, a bog? She said, a hog. She said, I'm ready to go catch me another hog. I said, did you have fun? She said, yes, sir. I want to go back. Can we go back today?
Well, you could have. They were down there all day yesterday, too. So
I said, well, we're not going to go back today, but we'll go back sometime soon. Now, she had a large time, buddy.
No doubt.
And that's what it's all about.
We had a good day yesterday. It started out kind of odd. About 5:30 a.m., we got a call from one of Billy's nursing cohorts there, and she has a 2-year-old, and her husband was one of the ones that got deployed to Afghanistan here from Moody recently, and she couldn't call out. Jessica, my daughter, she actually watches her, during the week, but Jessica has the flu, so we got a call. She couldn't find a babysitter and didn't want to call out again, her being a new nurse like my wife, so unbeknownst to me, which was fine, I would have done it a million times, just felt obligated to, but anyway, about 6:30 we had a new addition to our household for 12 hours. Little Jack, and he was a he was a cool little dude. Now, we watched him. All the kids, ganged up, and we all took turns watching him. But he was a very good kid. But CL's little boy Cooper had a birthday party at Jungle Gyms, and I want to give a shout out to Jungle Gyms. It's under new ownership by Mr. Roy Taylor here in Valdosta, and it is a fine place to take your kids. If you haven't been there in quite some time, you should go check it out. They've taken the skating rink portion of it and turned it into a one of those blow up slide meccas. It's got blow up slides and bounce houses in there. Good place. Got the putt course out there, and they've recarpeted, redone the place, and Mr. Taylor really cares about them kids, man. He went in there and made a big fuss over them, gave them a bunch of tokens and stuff to play the games with. So y'all go check out Jungle Gyms there on I don't know what road that is. It cuts right through there. I can't remember.
I don't remember the name of that road either.
Heads out there towards Cherry Creek, but
North Oak Extension.
There you go, North Oak Extension. Okay. That is exactly right. So go by and check them out. Great place to take your kids. If you can't get them out in the good outdoors, that's a good place to take them right there.
Yeah, it is. That's a
good place to go if it's raining.
Oh yeah, very good place. Which may be today from the looks of things. I don't know. We'll get to the rest of that.
I didn't know it was supposed to rain last night. I hadn't watched the weather, and I woke up about 2 o'clock this morning at the house with it raining. I'm like, what in the world is that? But
hard.
Come outside this morning, it had rained real hard, and got here to Valdosta, and there hadn't been as much rain as there was at the house. So.
I don't know if it was moving north, but it was when I left, it was flooding. I mean, I had to have my windshield wipers on wide open, but as soon as I hit the interstate, it was gone like it never existed. Weird. Must have been right there in the line, man.
Free car wash.
Free car wash, yep.
Not about car washes. I had to go get me a good car wash yesterday after being down there, and it was wet down there.
If you would have stayed down there for a little bit longer, yesterday morning I went through a hole and the water hit my windshield.
Oh boy!
So I got a good undercarriage wash.
I'm not going to insult my truck by washing it.
It may fall apart at this point.
It's been at least 2 years, and there ain't no sense in starting now.
Well, I had to, because you could not even rub up against my truck without getting dirt all over you.
It being a dark color don't help none. Mine is kind of the color of mud anyway. That color, something about that pewter color for a truck, I think is the perfect color. You can get a lot further without washing it than you can any other color. So therefore, it'll be the only color I ever own. But I don't like washing a truck. Neil, on the other hand, never misses the opportunity to pull into a car wash.
I pulled in.
Never seen nothing like it.
I pulled in yesterday. I got everything out the back of the truck that needed to be out of there, and we had to go pick up a TV that somebody graciously gave us from down there at a Wolf Bay Hunting Club. So I pulled in. I said, I got to get some of this stuff off my truck now. This is bad. And went to the car wash with all the pretty colors, and Mackenzie and Aubrey sitting there loving it. So we, good money spent.
The rainbow wash.
The rainbow wash. It's pretty good. I was talking about rainbow. Thinking of rainbow. We had a race yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
And where'd
they come in with rainbows?
Rainbow Warrior.
Oh.
DuPont. Jeff Gordon.
Get you now.
But it was
Did they have a race this weekend?
Yeah. It was Kansas. That's where it was.
Who won?
Well, it wasn't Kyle Busch, because he hit everything on the track.
Pretty much everything on the track.
Bless his heart.
Matt Kenseth won the race, and
so he's won 2 this year.
Yep.
No, it's at least 2.
It's 2
Casey
because
Kane.
there's been
Casey Kane gave him a run for his money too.
Yep. I think there's been 8 races, I think, so far this year, but there's only been 4 winners because there's been 3 repeats.
Right.
3 repeat runners. So
like
4
I saw something where the last 3 winners won from the pole too.
Yeah, that was. Yep. Yeah, he dominated the race. It was good. It's kind of boring at times. I didn't watch all of it. Just kind of watched off and on a little bit, but. Yeah, the restarts were the best part of the race. That was the only good part of the race. When they restarted, they get 3 and 4, and sometimes 5 wide going in the corner. And then in the next lap, they was all straightened out, and it was back to being, okay, who's going to wreck next? Come on, let's get some action going up in there.
Wait a minute, Kyla hit something again.
Yeah, he did. Well, he had a rough
Bless his
day.
heart.
Well, I tell you,
that's totally against his character. He just...
at Kansas it is.
Yeah, at Kansas, he just can't do it. For some reason, he just rides along, and all of a sudden, he was leading a race there last year. Out there all by himself, and boop, spun out.
I would hate to be in his crew and his team this week
Yeah.
Because there's some fur going to fly up in there. I guarantee you. But overall, look at Dale Jr. He was up there and up front, and all of a sudden went in the back.
Oh, that's typical.
It's something about pitting. I didn't get to see how it done it. Didn't really care. Just saying he was just whatever, Jimmy Johnson finished pretty good, and he's right on up there. But Casey Kane was trying to stay with him pretty good.
Yep.
Well, Penske Racing's $200,000 lighter in the wallet. I saw that's a pretty good penalty.
Well, they're appealing that this week, and they should rule on it by Wednesday, is what I heard yesterday, to see if they're going to have jobs for another 6 weeks. And there's a lot of them, like 16 members,
7 crew members, including both crew chiefs, 200,000 fines and 25 point in penalties.
Yeah, they're
hurt.
appealing it.
25 points.
What's going to be bad is when it comes down to the end of the year and you miss out on the championship by 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it's really.
And Denny Hamlin said yesterday he hopes to be back, I think, by Talladega. Hopefully. He said he's going to wait and see, but they're going to do a X-ray before a race when he comes back, before a race, and an X-ray after a race.
Come on, Denny. Mm-hmm. Richard Petty just rubbed some dirt on that and get back in the car.
Yeah, I bet he would. I'm sure he would. Man.
NBA playoffs started this weekend.
Did they?
Nothing has went compared to anything that anybody thought would happen. So nothing to report. Everybody that was supposed to win won. And first few rounds are always pretty dull. They get down to about the last 4. Biggest controversy is, of course, Kobe Bryant's hurt and out for the rest of the season, but that don't stop him from tweeting his opinion on how his coach ought to be handling the team. And, of course, his coach is mad that he's doing that. And I don't blame him. He ought to keep his mouth shut and out of the public, especially when you can't be out there to help nobody. He needs to rub some dirt on it, too. It ain't nothing but a snapped Achilles.
That's all it is, just a snapped Achilles.
I've had all 3 of my Achilles tendons broke before, and I'm still going.
All 3 of them, huh? Wow.
Ooh, man. Oh.
Oh, boy. That's some funny stuff. Braves have lost 3 out of 4 to the Pirates. Close games, but I'll tell you, it's sure you either live by the sword or die by it. Well, the Braves are that way. If they're not hitting home runs, they're going to lose because they strike out too much, and that was evident this weekend. So maybe they'll get the ship right. It's a long season, and kind of funny. My son Caden come in there and said they lost again. They stink, and they're leading the division. He don't realize that they're going to lose about 60 games this year. He can't fathom that. Oh, he can't fathom that. They're going to lose 60 games. I said, yeah, they'll probably lose about 60 games, maybe more. Who knows? But well, they suck. That's what he said,
He won't wear his Braves hat to school today, will he?
No. 162 games. That is a long season. Right?
Yes, it is.
That is a long season.
Forever.
Yeah,
that's a lot of playing ball right there, and
that's why they make so much more than football players.
Yeah, that's right. They get paid. They get paid more because they play more. I
wonder how many double headers. How many double headers they have out of that? Any?
They have some, but not many. They don't have many. They may have half a dozen through the year, but they usually save the double headers for makeup games. When one gets rained out, that tends to be when you have to throw in a double header to get back on pace there. So
good deal.
We'll talk a little more when we get back on break. Listen to Good Outdoors on 99.5.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro, buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal: build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro, buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro, buy a chopper.
We're running out of time. We're drawing the line. This is our battle cry.
Huntin' is Good TV is an action-packed hunting show with a mission to secure our hunting heritage. Join Steve Nichols, Trey Weatherington, and Neil Armati each week as they hunt across the U.S. and Canada with pro athletes, actors, wounded warriors, kids, and regular old Joes who know hunting is good. Huntin' is Good TV airs on Pursuit Channel and is available on Dish Network Channel 240 and DirecTV Channel 604. For more info, visit huntingisgoodtv.com and follow on Facebook at facebook.com/HIG TV show. You can also use your high-speed internet connection to watch online by logging on to filmon.com at the airtimes posted on our website. And remember, hunting is good.
This is our battle cry.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Ooh, what was that? Oh, somebody clearing the throat.
Technical difficulties, evidently.
Yeah, in my throat.
Man, I tell you, I had a good weekend. I enjoyed going down there with these guys from Wolf Bay Hunting Club again. You know, went down there with Team Urban Knox and hog hunting. Went down this weekend. If you've never experienced just the camaraderie of a dog hunting club like they are, you know, they're passionate about what they do. They've done it for years and years and years. It's handed, you know, it's been handed down, passed down generation to generation. Just the camaraderie of it. They have a nice camp down there. You go and just socialize with everybody. You can camp, you can leave and go home, whatever, but they just treat you like family when we get there. Hey, we got a call coming in this morning. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
How you doing, Good Outdoors?
What's going on, big boy? Did you get you a turkey this weekend?
No, I didn't. I actually got teamed up with one of the Bucks players and had some crazy encounters. One, we talked about fanning a turkey earlier.
Yeah.
And got into a swamp bottom, hit to kind of a spot stalk, hit a yelp, and I had two gobblers. I had hens running at me, and two gobblers come in and with that fan.
Huh.
And Adam actually, he shot at this bird at 10 yards and missed them all 3 times.
Yeah, gracious.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a gun or anything, so I had to drop the fan. They're 5 yards from me. I didn't know if I was going to get spurred in the face or what.
Hey, self-defense fan there. That's funny.
Take the fan off. I was just kidding.
I told Adam. Adam's a linebacker for the Bucks, and I told him, I said, you should have had your shoulder pads and a helmet on and just tackled the bird.
There you go. There you go. That's funny there. That's you never know what you'll encounter in the turkey woods or the deer or hog woods for that matter.
It was a tough weekend. You know, everything. It was. I think the moral of this past weekend was shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Oh yeah. That happens a lot in the hunting world. I guess you're gonna have to come up to Georgia and close it out now, huh?
Yeah, definitely. We need some more turkey breast.
No doubt about it. You got to stock up for the Hunt Strong diet for the entire year there. How many freezers you got at your house?
2 big old freezers.
2 big old freezers. Do you process your own meat or do you have it done?
You know, it varies. A lot of times I try to do it myself, but if I'm running short on time, which has been the case lately, I just take it to a buddy of mine down here in Tampa, and Brandon actually, and he knows how strict I am. No fat added. You know, basically just straight venison or just straight, you know, whatever the actual animal is I harvested.
Yeah. Now you're a personal trainer. I guess that's accurate, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have anybody that like I know that Adam is a linebacker and all, but do you train any athletes that also not only go through your training program but also adhere to your diet?
Absolutely. I've got a couple professional athletes, and one that I'm really working with now is pretty cool. And I'm actually just started working with Adam on his diet, so it's going to be cool to watch him and watch him really progress and really capitalize on his genetics.
There you go.
With Josh Lindblom, he's a pitcher for the Texas Rangers.
Right.
So he was a relief pitcher, and they sent him down in AAA, and now they're trying to rebuild his endurance up. So we are completely revamping the way he trains and the way he's eating, because of the fact now he knows every 5 days he's going to start a game. So we need to make sure that he is properly fueled prior to stepping on that mound and hoping to go 9 innings. And we've started 4 games already, and we can already see some major improvements. And if you look at the physique of like a starting pitcher versus a relief pitcher, those relievers kind of more, their training is more explosive.
Right.
Whereas starting pitchers, they still have that explosiveness, but they also have that endurance, and that's the key for a starting pitcher. So that's exactly what we're capitalizing on.
No doubt about it. Having been a pitcher, I know that my legs, the strength of my legs, lended to my endurance. You know, if I had a bad week eating or training and my legs were weak, I might go 4 or 5 innings. Whereas if I, was good and strong in my base, I could go a lot further. And I'm sure that's what you're concentrating on with Josh.
That's exactly it. I mean, in legs, in any sport really, a lot of that motion is derived from the legs up. So if you are omitting training legs, or not really focusing in on leg exercise that are particular to your sport, you're really selling yourself short.
Yeah, no doubt. Now Adam plays for the Buccaneers, correct?
Yes, he's an outside linebacker for the Buccaneers.
Right. Now maybe you'll be able to get Darrelle Revis now to come to your gym, and I saw where he signed him a nice little $96 million contract over the weekend.
I'd take 1% of that for a little training fee.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
That'd be a couple of nice health plans in a year.
A good deal. Well, go ahead and give us your Facebook and your website information while we got you.
Facebook is Hunt Strong, and then Twitter is iHuntStrong, which that's also the same for Instagram. And my website is www.ihuntstrong.com.
Good deal.
You can go on there, and I got a bunch of tips and stuff on how to get in shape for the hunt and capitalize on this or that, and things you can do differently, as well as my misses and mishaps and some of my success. So,
no doubt,
I am human.
Now, do you have any information on old Lefty on your website?
Not on mine. He's kind of been an alias as far as between me and him.
Yeah.
So he's kind of more on the back of his life website.
You can't let him get on your website, can you?
He might damage it up some.
Destroy your credibility and all.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, Lefty is someone you definitely would never have a dull moment with out in the good outdoors.
No, definitely not. I think he just put in for a job as a Walmart greeter.
That's a good one. That's a nice. I love his hair. He's got nice hair.
That would be funny.
They say, like he says typically, that Blake Shelton can't touch those curls.
That's right. Appreciate you calling in, Dave. You have a good week, okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. Y'all too.
All right, thank you,
man.
Davey Ferraro with I Hunt Strong. Make sure you check out his website, man. He is a physical fitness guy, which is not all that odd. But the difference between most and him, his diet consists 99.9% of natural. Wild game and naturally occurring things like potatoes and stuff like that. Not a lot of additives. You heard him about his venison. He adds no fat to it, which if you go to his website, you'll see recipes. It's kind of hard to imagine cooking a deer burger on the grill that doesn't have any fat in it, but he can tell you how to do it. He uses a lot of olive oil, a lot of natural ingredients and stuff like that. Or not a lot of olive oil, but he does, when he uses it, that's what he uses. So.
He's sure in shape for it, I can guarantee you that. He's a walking testimony of how good, wild game meat is for you.
He's an endurance trainer. He concentrates on not just making you strong and making you look good. He focuses on endurance. His philosophy is, when you're elk hunting or when you're deer hunting and you're out there in the woods, you're going to perform better the better shape you're in. And he's right. I mean, if you're a turkey hunter or think about y'all chasing hogs this weekend, I guarantee you there were probably a couple of times y'all were breathing hard.
Well, hassling is more like what I was doing. They said, "Are you all right?" I said, "I don't know. I got to get better just to die."
Well, if you want to do better, you can get on the Hunt Strong program, and your endurance will be better for chasing elk, hogs, turkey. When you're running a gun in turkeys, in the heat, the longer you can stay focused and stay out there and be in shape, the better off you're going to perform. So, you got to lay off them donuts and natural
cupcakes,
natural light products and things like that. So,
yeah, there were several times down there I sure was wishing I was in a lot better shape than being round.
Well, you ain't by yourself.
Than being round.
You ain't by yourself. I tell you, I got to quit talking about it and do something about it. And I know we all in that category, but it's hard for me to believe when I get out there in the yard. If I sprint somewhere, playing with the kids, how hassled I am. Just from that, when back not really that long ago, I felt that I could get up, start running, and never stop. That's a dramatic difference in the way I feel now. I look for ways not to have to move a lot, whereas back then it was just an afterthought. You didn't get tired. You didn't get hot. I believe that the heat is the way you act in the heat is a direct result of the shape you're in, obviously. Because back when I was in shape, I could mow the grass in the middle of the day at the 1st of August, and I'd be hot and I'd be drenched in sweat, but I could go in and take a shower, and it'd be like nothing ever happened. And if I did that now, y'all would be standing over my grave talking about, man, he shouldn't have been out there with that lawnmower in the heat. There's a big difference. And you think, well, at 46 years old, I can't get back in that kind of shape, but that's just not true.
That's not true. And I said it after these guys from Maryland left. I'm going to have to get in better shape if I spend any time down there with these guys at Wolf Bay. They're a lot better shape than I am. They can get in them woods and out of them woods. You look at me, I mean, these woods are thick. Well, I'm cut up all over. But it's just I need to get in better shape. When I come out of them woods on that first hog, I was, of course, we was dragging dogs out of the woods and through really, really, really thick stuff.
You got hung up in the vines.
I got hung up in the vines real good, and I had to wait several minutes so somebody come bail me out. But no, it was it's a fun time to get down there and do what we were doing, but I can tell I'm just not in the shape I used to be. I'm just nowhere near it, and it needs to get better and better.
My father-in-law, he embarrasses me every time I get alongside of him in the woods or working or anything. He lives up there in the UP, and he don't have anything to do but to roam his 500 acres up there and all them hills and gullies. And he's 60 years old, but, man, he can go all day long and not get tired, up and down them ravines and chopping wood and clearing roads. And I can take about an hour of that, and I got to lay down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But if you've never experienced what I was saying, before David called in, if you've never experienced the camaraderie of going down to a hunting camp like this, you need to go. It's just a fun time, man. And they will welcome you with open arms, treat you like one of the family, give you a place to stay if you want to stay overnight. I mean, it's just awesome. Wolf Bay Hunting Club. They need some members if y'all want to. Anybody interested in joining the hunting club, call them.
You can either, you can try to get a hold of them on Facebook, message them on Facebook, Wolf Bay Hunting Club, or you can get a hold of one of us here, and we'll put you in touch with them.
Put you right there in touch with
them. Message
us
on Facebook. We'll get you hooked up.
Sure will, man. I tell you, it's just I can't say enough about them, just a fun, and they'll invite anybody. If you're interested in going down there and experiencing it, just, call them. They'll set you up with a weekend, man.
What county is that?
Eccles and Clinch.
Eccles
County. Eccles County.
Good deal.
Good place, easy to get to. Easy to get to place, and they'll invite you right in, show you around, ride with one of them if you want to, and just have some fun.
Come on, you can ride with me.
There you go. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on The Good Outdoors.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee!
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
The grill might be in storage, but that's what campfires are for. And the backyard party is on hiatus, but that's because everyone is tailgating. Only the seasons change, tastes don't. And when you've got Bud Light Lime, you don't need summer to have a good time. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. Look for a Bud Light Lime and find your summer state of mind anytime. It's in the lime. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Lime flavored beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira, Georgia specializes in custom-built cabinets. You can come in and sit down with our staff and start from scratch to develop the perfect cabinet layout, or bring in your plans and start there. From design to installation, Brigman & Brigman can help you every step of the way. Estimates are always free, and your satisfaction is our goal. Whether it's a remodel, a spec house, or your custom-built dream home, give Brigman & Brigman Cabinets in Hayhira a call at 229-794-2108 to set up an appointment. Crystal River Seafood on St. Augustine Road in Valdosta is a fine seafood dining experience. Folks from miles around come in to enjoy the fine seafood and friendly atmosphere Crystal River has to offer. Their friendly staff makes your dining experience one to remember, as well as one to repeat. Fish like grouper, salmon, mahi, catfish are always great choices, along with shrimp, oysters, crab cakes, and crab legs. Hey, you not in the mood for seafood? Order a juicy ribeye steak. Crystal River Seafood is open for lunch and dinner. Crystal River Seafood, 958 St. Augustine Road, Valdosta, Georgia.
WKAA, Willacoochee, Valdosta. Another hour of Valdosta's best country music kicks off now. 99.5
Kicks Country.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. This wonderful Monday morning. Chad Everett says he's going to call in this morning and tell us about his Lake Oconee fishing trip this weekend.
Sweet.
Looking forward to that. See how he did in his tournament. I know he caught a couple of fish because I've seen him on the picture.
In the picture.
So looking forward to hearing about that. And tell you, there's a lot of other people went fishing this weekend according to our Facebook page. Greg Voigt. They caught Britt Voigt. And Chad Everett, Britt, and Ryan Hughes, and Richard Peterson. He caught a nice bass. I don't know how big that is, but
about that big.
Yeah, I know where he was fishing at though, because he threw something out there at Ryan on that one. So
did he?
Yeah, he needed that a week earlier. And Kenny Stewart, he shows a picture of two birds me and my little brother shot together. So good job, guys. Way to kill them. At least somebody can. And appreciate you listening, Kenny. You know you listen. Says you listen to every morning on the way to work. And we're awesome. He knows what he's talking about, don't he?
Yeah. Sounds like a smart guy.
Yep.
You ever played a game with your kids or anybody and saying, you know, if I was an animal, I would be a whatever animal?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I was, I don't know what animal I would be if I was an animal, but I'll tell you this much: if I was a beaver, I would be this beaver here. In Ohio. This beaver decided to gnaw down a tree, and the tree fell on his own tail and trapped him.
Yeah,
that would be me right there.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right. But anyway,
it's his tail and not his head, right?
That's right. Mother Nature can be very amusing sometimes, the article says. And Matt Hunt from the Department of Natural Resources Wildlife Division in Greene County, Ohio, found the poor old beaver with his tail trapped and was able to release him, and he's no worse from there. He can't crush the beaver's tail; it's already flat.
Yeah.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get attacked by the beaver, because there was 2 recent beaver attacks, you know, just in the same week. So he's lucky he didn't get attacked.
One death resulting from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a bad way to go.
Yep. Beavers can be kind of aggressive. From what
obviously, they can be very aggressive and fatal.
Never seen one be aggressive. I've never seen an aggressive beaver, but I've seen a lot of curious beavers.
Sure, you have. You've had the tail slap in the water and all that good stuff.
I mean on land. Not in the water. Yeah, I've seen them in the water several times. One of them in Ohio, probably the same one that dropped the daggum tree on his tail, scared me to death up there one morning, slapping the daggum water right beside where I was standing at. But
can you imagine what went through that beaver's mind? He falls on his tail, he's like, isn't that just grand?
Yeah. Well, I guess next thing you know, Cody will be along here any minute.
Yeah, he could probably fight off Cody with them big old swords he's got.
They got legislation in the in Minnesota to put a moratorium on wolf hunting for 5 years. Sportsmen there, the legislation that supported the state's wolf hunt hope wouldn't ever come is here. They're against it. But 3 senators there have offered up a bill that would place a 5-year hiatus on wolf hunting in the state and then open a season only if the population management is deemed necessary and other means for controlling the wolf population are explored. So their right to hunt's under attack up there. No doubt about it.
What's the Department of Natural Resources up there say? I mean, do they want a wolf season? I think they do. I think it's been open. I think they know what they're doing, don't they?
Well, sometimes I think they do and sometimes I don't. It doesn't really say in this particular instance. It looks to me like, it's just senators or whatever making this. I don't know why. It's not based on any information from the DNR. The only mention of DNR in this particular article. It says DNR officials and others have said the state's hunting season wouldn't harm the wolf population, which is estimated at about 3,000 animals. So their official position appears to be that the hunting season is not harming the animal. Mm-hmm. But of course, the uproar has come from livestock attacks and things like that. So you got some wanting to keep the season open because of that, and then you got some that say, hey, it's so random that we don't need to regulate it. Let's protect the poor old wolf. So.
Yeah, then those are going to be the same people. So, oh my goodness, there's too many wolves around here. They're killing my house pets and getting livestock and stuff. Please kill them. That's what they're going to be saying in about a year or two. This one particular gentleman here says the bill is based purely on anti-hunting sentiment for wolves, and it's not about wildlife management. It's all about an unmanaged species. That's what they want. They want wolves to manage themselves. So it's I don't know all the story, but it looks like a lot of them are deeming an attack on hunting rights for wolves. So the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association is calling it an insult to wolf research. So I guess they're going to be in for a fight. It has not passed. So, and wolf hunting is gaining in popularity because they're coming back.
Oh yeah.
I used to never hear about wolf hunting at all, and last year I started seeing pictures of wolves, and I did not. I'm like a lot of other people. I did not realize just how big these things actually get until I saw them on Facebook with people holding wolves up, or either wolves tied to trees. They are enormous. They are big,
huge.
Huge.
So while they are trying to take away the wolf hunting season in Minnesota, Wyoming is more than halfway to having their first ever Wyoming wolf quota. So it goes to show you how just how different the trains of thoughts from the law-making body from one state to the other is. Crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know in Yellowstone Park out there, they've talked about trying to either do away with the wolf population or have it grow. So they don't know which one they want.
No, and this is crazy. In Minnesota, they're saying that there's probably 6,000 wolves, and they want to do away with the hunting season. Well, in Wyoming, they estimate there's only 328 wolves, but yet they're willing to create a quota to kill 52 of them.
And you know why? You know why? Because that's what the people that study the population knows that needs to happen. To keep the balance in check. It sure does. That's what we were talking about the other day about deer season. People think deer population is down. Evidently, the state of Georgia has listened and believed the deer population is down. They're trying to do this no does during December.
Yeah, I think that the population of the state overall is down. I will definitely agree with that.
Overall it's down, yeah. And places it's high.
Yeah, there could be places it's up, places it stayed the same, and places it's down. But I think overall it's down based on what I hear people say and what I read and what I've observed myself over the past few years. So, I mean, just back when you lived in Hayhire there, how you could take an evening ride in the spring or the summer when the peanuts were coming in and things like that, how many deer you'd see standing in fields.
I could see over 20 deer in the afternoon sometimes.
Yeah, and you can occasionally see that now. There were evenings, I saw it last year, but Used to, you could depend on it every evening, when the deer were moving. And you know what I'm talking about if you're a hunter. When the deer are moving, you see X amount, out in this particular field that you go to all the time. Well, if the population's down and it's one of those evenings when the deer is moving, you can tell it. And I believe it's way down. But there's also other factors there. There's
lots of other factors.
A lot of timber being cut around that area now, and that changes the deer.
There's many factors. There's timber being cut down. There's also fields that aren't being planted anymore. That they're just not growing as much as they used to. Then you have the type of crops that are being grown.
Yep.
I mean, deer eat cottonseed. I mean, it's a proven fact. But do they crave it? Do they just tear it up like they do peanuts and soybeans and corn?
Do they eat bell peppers?
No. I mean, they don't get out there. Yeah.
They eat squash.
I would believe that.
They do eat squash.
And watermelons too. They'll bust a watermelon up. But they don't.
I would think so.
It's not something that they crave like peanuts and stuff. They will eat it. They will adapt. So therefore, the population changes or moves or something else. So there's many factors. Then you got to throw in the predators. Now that's another huge factor. There's more coyotes out there than there's ever been.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that goes on with it, and you have to watch it. And different areas of the state, will have different deer populations at different times. Just like Piedmont, we used to go up there and we could see 60, 70 deer an evening riding around from dark till midnight on the highways. Now you can't do it. 20 years from now, you might be able to do it again. It's just it changes, and we're getting more populated. Things are building up. Look how big Valdosta and Lowndes County has gotten compared to 30 years ago.
Oh yeah.
True.
There's houses everywhere. Back places I used to hunt, places I used to see deer all the time. Now there's houses there. You think they're going to be there again? No. There'll still be the occasional one that comes through, but that's it. Urban sprawl. It's getting more and more, and it's hurting. It's taking land away from us as hunters and as sportsmen and outdoorsmen. Taking land away from us. Well, somebody's got a place to live.
You got to put the people somewhere. You're right.
Got to put the people somewhere.
You can do it like we're doing, or you can do it like China's doing it. Which one you want? I'll take the way we do it.
Yeah, that's right. I think we need to start building up more, going higher.
Well, that's what they're doing. That's exactly what China's doing. I saw something the other day. The increase in building permits for skyscrapers was up like a gazillion, percent. And that's what they're doing. They're going up because they can't go out no more. They can't manage it. It's ridiculous.
Breaking news: Police 5 dead in shooting south of Seattle. Wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Washington State.
Tree stand safety. I'm going to give the T3 tip of the day. Tree stand safety starts now. Now's the time to get out in the woods, check rotten boards as the trees grow and putting on leaves, putting on new growth. Stands, permanent stands shift. Not only that, you've had a lot of wind coming through, a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorm activity that's blowing permanent stands like tower stands and stuff around. Now's the time to check it for any kind of repairs, and you'll do that again just before the season. But T3 tip of the day is get out there one weekend, take a weekend, and get out and check your deer stands and make sure that they're safe.
Yeah, you sure need to do that.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody at T3 on Perimeter Road here in Valdosta, Georgia. Go by and see Judd, Mitch, Andy, the whole gang there. They can hook you right up. We're going to take another break. You're listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200. It's that time of year. People everywhere will be scrambling to find somebody to take care of filing their taxes. Fast Tax and Bookkeeping at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q has a quick turnaround time and the knowledge to prepare your taxes properly, making sure you are getting what's due. With $25 1040 EZ filings, electronic refunds in a flash, military and college student discounts, and fast and friendly service, drop by and see Lisa Griffiths and the gang at 1407 West Hill Avenue, Suite Q, or give them a call at 229-253-0181 to schedule an appointment.
SWAT Graphics, located at 300 South Toombs Street, is the area's #1 graphic design service company. Specializing in graphic banners, stickers, signs, and design, SWAT Graphics can help from concept to completion. If you have a design idea for a company logo, SWAT Graphics can bring it to reality. Maybe you have a logo and just need it placed on a sign, sticker, or banner. Whatever the case, stop by SWAT Graphics at 300 South Toombs Street, Valdosta, or give them a call at 241-9185. SWAT Graphics, proud sponsor of the Good Outdoors.
Hey, this is Judd with T3 Outdoors. Did you know that T3 Outdoors buys, sells, trades, and consigns used guns? We need your used guns. T3 Outdoors has a huge selection of turkey gear, from mouth calls, box calls, decoys, and ammo. T3 also has $8.99 sweet fee. We also have new spring Under Armour, Guy Harvey, and AFCO shorts. T3 also carries knives, Yeti coolers, boots, Costa sunglasses, and more. T3 Outdoors is locally owned and operated on Perimeter Road next to Zacadoo's.
There's only one place in Valdosta if you want the freshest seafood in town. It's Bubba Jack's Crab Shack at 1700 West Hill Avenue. They got wild Georgia shrimp cooked about any way you could want it. Fried, peel and eat, grilled, or buffalo style. They got a Wednesday night oyster special at $7.99 a dozen, and that ain't no mistake. $7.99 a dozen, Wednesday night only. Bring the kids with you, and if they don't eat seafood, get them some chicken tender baskets or hamburger or hot dog. And do not forget to try the fresh cut, hand-dipped onion rings at Bubba Jack's Crab Shack, 1700 West Hill Avenue, Valdosta.
Justamere Farm is a full boarding, training, and lesson facility conveniently located on Valdale Road in Hayhire. Justamere Farm offers a facility like no other in the area with many amenities to meet all your equine needs, whether it's riding, training, or boarding. If riding is your passion, Justamere has you covered with an indoor arena, a large lighted outdoor arena with an alleyway, a large jump course arena, a round pen for training, trails, and access to dirt roads. Private and shared lessons are available, so give Justamere Farms a call today at 229-460-2331.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back again to The Good Outdoors Radio
One more
Show.
again.
One more again. We had a lot of things going to be going on today. Friday, Glenn Beck said he was going to release some information if everybody else hadn't yet. Steve, you know a little bit more about that than me as far as what his statement was.
He just basically was saying that if the media, or not necessarily the government, or maybe it was the government media, I can't remember now, if they didn't tell what they knew, that he knew that they knew, then he was going to expose them Monday morning. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get more information from that. If you know anything about it, you can give us a call at 229-253-0995.
This Saudi person of interest, Saudi Arabian person of interest in the bombing case, they talked about deporting him last week, and now a few key congressmen request classified briefing on the Saudi person of interest in Boston bombing. That could be what this is about. I don't know. They were rumors out there they were going to deport him on suspicion of terroristic activities, but I don't know if that's been, confirmed yet or not. So we'll have to wait around and see what's going to go on today.
Yeah, he was very secretive about what the issue was, and when when I was telling you that and you told me that, it kind of fit that could be what it is, but I don't know. Maybe it's something totally irrelevant to that. I don't really know what the deal is, but I can tell you this, man. If there's an issue out there, you can find it on the internet.
Oh yeah.
It just becomes the issue becomes, is it reliable or not? Because there'll be a comment. If you I don't care what it is, what the topic is, you can Google it and something to come up about it. I was reading a while ago something about, there's a bad feral cat problem in Orlando. And now that I've read this a little bit, when we were down there at Disney World, man, I saw a ton of cats just downtown in Orlando. I mean, a ton of them. When I say a ton, I probably saw 6 or 7. But if you've ever been down there on the in that Buena Vista area of Orlando, a cat seems out of place there. And to see 6 or 7 of them roaming around at night, was a weird thing. Now that I think about it, didn't think about it too much at the time, but there's over 70 million feral cats. Feral cats outnumber pet cats in the United States. You think about that? That's a shocker to me. There's more wild cats than there are pet cats, and it's not even nowhere close to that from a dog standpoint. There's far more pet dogs than there are stray dogs. But the cat, no, sir. And it's causing a lot of problems in these things. It's bringing in foxes and coyotes because they prey on feral cats. So it's causing an issue. So,
well, 2 mornings last week, you talk about foxes. 2 mornings last week on my way to CJB from here, I saw a fox, same place, probably the same fox, 2 different mornings last week. Inside the city limits, right on 84, just on the other side of downtown Valdosta. But you want to talk about cats, wild cats, feral cats, go behind Winn-Dixie in Lake Park. And behind the mill store right there, and people feed these cats.
Yeah,
no joke, they feed them.
Yeah, most any grocery store you'll see it because they know that there's scraps and stuff like that out in the dumpsters.
Well, people actually go back there and feed these cats, and we ride the golf cart by there. Mackenzie wants to go see cats, and we counted over 30 cats by there before. No joke, over 30 cats. Something's wrong with that. Too many.
You might want to move to Britain, Daryl, because I know you hate cats.
I hate them.
Well, the United States has approximately 60 million pet cats and 70 million feral cats. Britain has only 7 million pet cats and 1 million feral cats.
Oh, yeah.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Cats are, man, they're everywhere.
I don't like a cat.
Not
a cat person.
I'm not either. I'm not a cat person at all, but they're all over the place. I mean, look, I can understand, you know, the feral cats getting how many birds, and there was a study on how many birds they kill. They say it's just unreal how many animals that cats take out every year. I don't know where these cats behind Winn-Dixie and the Mill Store Plaza down there get all their food from, besides I know that people feed them. You know, you can see food poured out all the time, water poured out for them all the time. But what I can't understand is if that's the only food they get, or are they catching birds and everything else too, and mice and rats around that golf course?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how there's as good a bird population as there is then, because there's a lot of cats there.
If I'm a cat, if I'm looking at my choice to have to go out there and catch a bird or just ease up to Winn-Dixie and eat, I'm going to the Dixie.
Yep.
They're all over down there.
They'll eat frogs. They eat all kind of stuff. Not like it's just birds.
You know, cats are supposed to love fish. At least I think they are. I don't know, but you know, back when we were growing up, we'd catch a lot of fish and all. I hardly ever them cats we had, they didn't pay much attention to fish. I think they like Mom's table scraps much better.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah. Got a call coming in. We'll go ahead and take it. Good morning, caller. You're on the Good Outdoors.
Hey, how
are
y'all
you
doing, buddy?
Doing good.
I got a theory. We should put them cats to work. Check this out. We'll feed them terrorist parts, and they'll get a taste for them, and they can start hunting them bad boys down. What's the name of that?
Hey, it's a plan. It's a plan.
Get it done, baby. All right, I got to go. See ya.
We got airdrop about 2 million feral cats into Afghanistan, and they can go down in them caves and I like it, dude. Theory man, dog.
Well, I tell you what, he'll call in.
Man,
he'll spit it out there and he'll get right off on it.
Dang right he will.
Ooh, I like listening to him. Well, he come up with some good stuff too. He's a smart
I like
guy.
the feral cat deployment strategy there. I think we'll do some research on that. Make them mean, feed them gunpowder, and then let them go.
That's right.
Just kidding, animal lovers. We're not going to feed them. All jokes aside, it's you know, the feral cat, the main reason it has started is for people getting a cat and then deciding they don't want it, and rather than trying to give it away, they just let it go. That's it. That's a shame right there.
Let it go and go get them a dog.
That's just like the three. That's just like the three puppies that they dumped out on our doorstep the other day. You know, I had to find a home for them. Did, thank God. But you know, it's pretty sorry to do that. It's just sorry. It's irresponsible, and it ought to be punishable by, you know, I ain't gonna say give them a felony conviction or nothing, but you know, fine them. You know, give them a misdemeanor like a speeding ticket. Hey, you dump these pets, make you pay a fine and make you pay to have them processed through the Humane Society or whatever. I mean, I'm all for that.
There probably is a fine for that.
There probably is.
We get somebody
just got to catch them.
Well, that's another one of them things that's hard to enforce because you can't catch them. Just like some of these stupid gun laws they're proposing, you know.
Animal cruelty, so you dump them out like that, it's got to be under animal cruelty.
It's definitely cruel, you know. I think that these people that dumped them were probably good people in general, because when we found them, they were fat. I mean, you know how a puppy gets when he just eats. Their bellies were fat. And I bet you They thought, well, I'm gonna feed them up and give them a good fighting chance. But that's a misguided notion right there.
Yes,
that's terrible.
Yes, it
terrible.
surely is.
So,
you don't need to do that.
Shame on you for dumping them pets.
We do not condone any type of animal cruelty.
No, not at all.
You're gonna have a dog, you need to take care of that dog. You have a cat, you need to take care of the cat.
No, you're talking about enjoying the good outdoors. A pet is a great way to enjoy the good outdoors, and you don't have to be a hunter or a fisherman to have a nice dog. Take him to the park, jog with him, and just hang out with him. And it's Daryl Sample Jr. here. He's got German Shepherds, and most anybody I've known has had a pet, dog or cat or something in their lifetime. But man, a dog is just a great companion. He never questions you. He never argues with you. He's obedient. He loves you no matter what you do.
Yeah, a dog, the more you love him, the more he loves you back. A cat, the more you love it, the more it loves itself.
The funniest thing I've ever seen, I've seen catnip on TV, like on the cartoons, see a cat get on catnip, but I had never seen it in real life until probably within the last 8 years when I lived in St. Simons. I went out on a date with this girl, and she had a cat. Well, pretty much right then I knew that this relationship wasn't going to work because she had a cat inside, and I don't like an inside pet, so that wasn't for me. But I was messing around in her house, and I saw this bag, and it said catnip on it. And I was in a Ziploc bag, and I said, catnip? I said, is that stuff real? I thought it was just something that something on TV, or... She goes, yeah, you never seen a cat with catnip? I said, no. She got to telling me what he would do on that catnip. I said, I got to see this because she got to say to me, it's like he's on, like he's been smoking him a joint or something, So she put a little bit of catnip out there, and that joker went nuts. He started like stumbling around. He'd smell it. His eyes roll back in his head. Boy, that stuff was good to him, son. And I'd smell it, and I was like, what's the big deal here? And it just has that effect on him. If you have never seen that in real life, you owe it to yourself to check that out. That is a weird. It's a good thing.
Catch you a feral cat.
Oh my gosh!
Catnip.
I would be. I don't know if it's torture or what it is to him, but I would be wearing him out. He would be immune to it when I got through. Every day my buddies would come over and y'all check this out.
He'd be Dane Bramage.
He would have some Dane Bramage. We got a call coming in. Good morning, caller. You on there on the Good Outdoors?
Again,
hey,
guys. I got a serious one for you this time.
All right.
That one dude that called in earlier about the fitness thing. Remember y'all was talking about trying to get back in shape a little bit?
Yeah.
Well, I found a correlation between pets and diet. And check this out. Take your common household dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, say you feed him Alpo, gravy train. I'm going off the rails on the gravy train. Anyways, I had to do that. So basically 95% of what he eats is based on fuel, not necessarily being full. So if you apply that idea to eating, I think that'll give you a better idea how to eat. Search for things that are more for fuel-wise as opposed to being full. That'll kind of help you out there. I'm just letting you know.
We appreciate the tip. But
all right, dog. We'll see you. Thank
all right, dog. All right. That's the whole basis on the Hunt Strong diet. Stamina and being able to last out there in the woods and not get tired. And you got to have the correct fuel for your body. You put the wrong thing in, you get you a Mounds or an Almond Joy, and just for that listener, Almond Joy got nuts. Mounds don't. I just had to do that, dog.
I'll never look at Ozzy Osbourne or listen to him the same
you
again.
Put that junk food in your body, it weights you down. But you put fuel in your body, it speeds you up. So, good point there. No doubt about it. We have such an educated listening audience.
Yes, we do.
I'd like to think they're smarter for listening to us. That's debatable. You listen to the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. We'll be right back.
With over 40,000 machines in the field, the pro's choice is Dixie Chopper. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. Built right here in America with one simple goal. Build a mower that cuts more grass and doesn't break when you use it. Be a pro. Buy a chopper. With Chopper's price, performance, and reliability guarantee, make the smart choice. Be a pro. Buy a chopper.
Wow, look at Bob trimming the grass.
He's so fast. I know. And that mower is so big.
And it's got a huge deck.
And it cuts the long grass with deep roots so easily.
Yeah, Bob's a bad boy.
When you want to cut grass like a champion, get yourself a Bad Boy mower from Nashville Tractor. Nashville Tractor carries an exclusive line of Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. See them now at Nashville Tractor in Valdosta and in Nashville.
Quitman, Georgia, and antiques go hand in hand. Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, located at 211 East Screven Street in Quitman, is a traditional Southern antique shop with a little twist, offering a consignment program that fits like a glove in the spacious downtown shop. But the real twist is Zumba. That's right, Tammy also offers Zumba fitness classes as well as tanning. Come by and check out the literally thousands of items upstairs and down. And if you have an item that you want Tammy to sell, bring it in. That's Tammy's Antiques and Consignment, 211 East Screven Street, Quitman, or give Tammy a call at 229-506-9146.
Attention Outdoor Nation. Adel Outfitters, located at exit 39 on I-75 in Adel, Georgia, has over 18,000 square feet of outdoor unbelievability just waiting on you. Specializing in a wide range of outdoor supplies for everyone, including hunting, fishing, shooting, kayaking, camping, Little League, clothing, knives, boots, you name it, Adel Outfitters has it. They also have that personal one-on-one attention that you just might not be getting from some of the big boxes, and Adel Outfitters has a whole lot less overhead, so you'll be surprised at the deals. So come see us now at Adel Outfitters, exit 39, Adel, Georgia. Woo-wee! Sweet Tea's Smokehouse on South Hutchinson Avenue, Adel, is the bomb. You ain't had good old South Georgia barbecue if you ain't been to Sweet Tea's Smokehouse. Ribs, chicken, pork, beef, good grief, this is some fine eating. And it ain't called Sweet Tea's for nothing. Ice cold sweet tea and good old barbecue plate with all the trimmings is what living in the South is all about. Head up Highway 41 north towards Adel. Swing into Sweet Tea's Smokehouse for lunch or dinner. Great Southern barbecue like it's supposed to be, and don't forget some of that fine Brunswick stew. Woo-wee! Service. It's a very simple word, but you'd think it's French. At Deep South Sanitation, our service will never be questioned. We are there when we say we'll be there. If there's a couple extra bags by the can, we pick it up. Deep South Sanitation don't care if the lid won't close. All the more reason to dump it. If you're elderly or disabled, the Deep South Sanitation team will get your can, dump it, and put it back. If trash blew out, we don't leave it, we pick it up. Keep the money you pay for sanitation services local by supporting Deep South Sanitation, a locally owned business. Call Carrie Scarborough today at Deep South Sanitation, 229-559-0200.
You're listening to The Good Outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun.
Welcome back to The Good Outdoors here on this wonderful, wonderful Monday morning.
Wonderful.
And I'm not going to be here tomorrow, guys. I've got to, y'all going to have it all to yourself.
Thank goodness.
I got to go into work a little early tomorrow. I got some things I've got to get done when I get off work tomorrow, so I'm going to have to lay out and make it happen. Hey, got a lot of people chiming in this morning. Melissa Swain, Brad Giffen, Stephen Wood, a lot of people out there. Chad Everett, thought Chad was going to call. Maybe he'll get woke up here in a minute, give us a call and tell us about Lake Oconee. Got a lot of people posting on the Good Outdoors. We appreciate everything, and man, just keep the pictures coming, because we've had some pictures posted on here with some fish. I like it.
Yeah, Monday mornings are always good to check out the Good Outdoors Facebook page and see what happened over the weekend. Fishing, turkey hunting. Michael Lee from Backwoods Life was able to pop a turkey this past weekend, and I think it might have been in either Lowndes or Brooks County, but it was somewhere pretty close to here. And of course, Woody Sullivan last week was able to get him one in North Carolina as that season opened here recently. So you'll start seeing that migratory shift, as I call it, up through the United States to the other places. So we got another call coming in. We'll check them out. Good morning, caller on the Good Outdoors. How are you?
Good morning, guys. It's Chad.
Hello, Chad.
How'd it go, big man?
I was awake. I was just trying to get on base.
I just figured I had to mess with you, man. Tell me about the fishing trip.
Well, hey, we as usual, when I go to fish a tournament on the weekends, the cold front always blows in.
That's the way it goes, ain't it?
But I woke up Saturday morning freezing cold in the back of my truck, and I knew it was going to be the bite was going to be tough, and it proved to be that. It was tough, but I also drew a guy that was his first time seeing the lake as well as mine, so we essentially just went fishing. But I managed to pull in those two that I put on the website there for 3.2 pounds. Took 19 and a half to win on the angler side and a little over 10 on the co-angler side.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun to caught fish, though. Beautiful lake up there. I had never seen that lake up there. That's beautiful. I wish I'd seen more of the lake, but with that guy not knowing where we was going, I didn't figure it'd been a good idea to get lost.
You're right. That is a big lake. Lots of coves and twists and turns in that thing.
Yeah. We put in at Sugar Creek, and we just essentially fish around there all day. But real nice area up there. So,
what was the winning weight?
Winning weight on the angler side was a little over 19.5.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, five fish limit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Actually, really over 3 pound average.
I'm sorry.
Over 3 pound average, close to 4. That ain't bad.
Yep, not bad at all. And then, so look forward to doing it again. You follow in June.
Okay,
June,
yeah.
So.
I was about to ask you what was next on the agenda. So you follow in June. That's a good lake.
You follow in June. So I finished 23rd overall. You heard on Saturday out of 51 or 52 anglers. So about middle of the pack, not bad. 24th overall in the division for the year. So
not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Got 3 events to go. So.
Yeah, get it on up there, man. I believe you can make it. I believe you can get right on up there with them. Your next tournament, you said, is Eufaula?
Yeah, Eufaula, the weekend series tournament. My next actual American Bass Anglers tournament, and you're probably going to shoot me in the face, but it's May 11th.
May 11th. Yeah, that date rings true to us because that's the fishing roundup in Lakeland.
Yep, sure is. I had a date come up that I couldn't make one of my tournaments, and now I've got to fish that one or I won't qualify for nationals. So
there you go. Well, we appreciate you calling in, appreciate your support and listening as always, Chad. You be safe out there at Moody Air Force Base.
Will do, guys. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you.
See you, buddy.
Right, you,
buddy.
Bye.
We love all of our listeners at Moody. Appreciate what y'all do on a daily basis, and the civilian people out there. You know, without you guys, it wouldn't be working as well neither. So we appreciate what everybody involved with Moody Air Force Base. Appreciate what Moody does for our local economy. You know, it would be a ghost town around here if we lost Moody. So we always keep up with what's going on in politics.
Yes, man, it would be a ghost town without them guys.
Update on the the murder at the wildlife management area there. I can't remember the name of it now. Clarks Hill. They're still waiting crime lab reports on it, but he was stabbed to death. I don't know if everybody knows that.
Really?
Or not,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was stabbed to death. They did confirm that here about a month ago, but they have not found out who
leads
did.
or nothing on it, really.
Nope. And then of course there was another murder in Hancock County, and agents with the GBI and Millersville are still investigating the murder of a 60-year-old gentleman named Nelson Garner after he was found dead and at his deer processing business. And death has been labeled a murder, but the cause of death is still being withheld.
Really?
In that case,
they've got something on there they don't want to.
That's right. Yeah,
put out right now is the reason that is.
That's right. But yeah, the gentleman that was Jeffrey Gebhardt was found dead there at Clarks Hill. He had gotten lost, so they say, and then when they found him, he was stabbed to death. So it's definitely a murder.
That sounds like a random act of violence to me right there. Just somebody randomly.
It's a strange case for him. The day before he had gotten lost and couldn't find his way back, and finally found his way back, and then got lost again the second day and didn't make it back, of course, because somebody stabbed him. They found him down by the river. So,
good gracious.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if it was a random act of violence. It's almost like it had to be a fellow hunter. You hope not, but we don't know what was going on around there. What was across the river or nearby, and I don't know. I hope to catch them. That's all you can hope for in a case like that they bring it to closure. And if there's any kind of funny business going on that we need to know about it, hopefully they'll get it solved.
We touched a little bit earlier on the flooding out in the Midwestern states. Missouri, man, they're catching the devil out there right now. The Mississippi River is topping out, and in a lot of places just flood after flood. The rivers was at or near crest at several places Sunday between the Quad Cities and near St. Louis. Approximately 100-mile stretch of the river, it reached 10 to 12 feet above flood stage, and that's huge for the Mississippi River. That's causing flooding everywhere. To have a video on here of houses. That's a garage right there that's a quarter of a way up the garage door. So houses and it's getting flooded out. Y'all keep them in your prayers, your thoughts and prayers, and seems to be happening every year out in that same area. And it's getting worse and worse as more people. As more people get, you know, as we build up, we take things away from the river. It's just getting, you know, all the time more and more flooding and more people affected by it. I also saw yesterday, and I need to find this article again. I didn't save it. But I saw, maybe y'all saw it over the weekend, to where Georgia's thinking about drilling wells and pumping water into the rivers. Have y'all seen that?
Have not.
I haven't heard of that one.
They're trying to keep the rivers, you know, up, you know, the levels up. And I got to get back on that because I don't know if I agree with that or not.
They haven't seen them lately, have they?
Mm-mm.
Pretty full, pretty doggone full right now.
Yeah, but still, you know, we always, you know, Atlanta is on the verge of a drought dang near every summer, you know, or on the verge of running out of water from Lake Lanier and different ones. And I guess they're wanting to try to drill big wells to the ground and constantly put water into the rivers. And I'm just not sure I'm okay with that.
Wonder what it's going to do to the aquifers.
Well, that's where I'm going with that. You know, these same aquifers may feed us, and we may be having to re-drill wells. I don't know if I agree with that or not.
Yeah, that don't sound like a very good plan to me, but I'm not a gynecologist.
Maybe I can dig that story up. But you know, we're talking about the flooding out there. Y'all keep these people in your thoughts and prayers. And wildlife, man, they're funny. Wildlife's funny. They go through these floods all the time. You see pictures of last year's flooding. I seen deer all up on, like 20 deer up on this big porch of a house getting out of the flood. But they adapt. They leave just like Giles Island. Giles Island out in Mississippi, they get flooded all the time. But they come back. They come back to where they were. So wildlife is an adaptable, just very adaptable to where their surroundings. I had the text go off. I got to read it real quick. Okay. Thank you, Pam. That was in a newspaper Sunday where I saw that at. Maybe I should have brought the newspaper in. I got to dig that up.
I don't know. I'm thinking he heard it on TV or radio. There's no way he read it.
I did. Well, I had 2 pictures with it, so that's what I did.
Oh.
And had Michelle read the article to me. But I will find it.
Gotcha.
Because it was an interesting article to me.
I must take the time to wish my wife a happy birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Billy.
Birthday, Billy.
She is 31 years young today.
31.
Yeah. She's getting old. She's getting old. Every time she complains about being old, I tell her, I don't want to hear it. Yeah. How you feel right now, my beautiful wife? Add 15 to that. Then come talk to me.
But, yeah, Michelle's got a birthday coming up, too. She's got one coming up May 8th.
May 8th.
Yeah, y'all help me remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Please, out there, y'all, help me remember Michelle's birthday.
Well, if she's like my wife, there ain't no way you forget it, because mine's been reminding me every day, about every hour on the hour, since about the past week.
What you going to get me? Did you get me something nice? You going to get me anything?
What you got planned for my birthday? What you got planned? And then she don't celebrate her birthday. She celebrates the days leading up to her birthday.
Birth week.
So we've been celebrating since Friday, or at least she's been trying to, and I keep reminding her, today ain't your birthday. What'd you get me? Today ain't your birthday. But I ain't got her nothing yet, but today is her birthday, and I've got several hours to accomplish that.
Well, good luck.
So much for pre-planning.
I think I'll take her fishing.
That'll work.
Off the back porch.
It would work for me.
That would be pretty good. I wonder if I could do that.
Well, we do know now that it's acceptable to take your spouse turkey hunting on your anniversary.
Of course. Davey did it.
Yeah,
She killed one.
Davey did it. It must be okay.
That's right. It's got to be okay if he did it. He was hunting strong that day, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
I'm going to take her over to the coast and do some 7-stripe jetty snapper fishing.
That'll work.
Otherwise known as a sheephead. Sheep's head. Never heard them call that before. 7-striped jetty snapper. But you do know that they all
sounds kind of catchy, though.
Yeah, well, they all have 7 stripes. Did you know that?
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's not like a freak of nature that may have 8 or 6.
Nope. I mean, I'm sure that could be a freak of nature, but they're identified by 7 vertical stripes.
We know there's freaks of nature. Look at Daryl.
Yeah, true.
I got another birthday. Chris Brady just chimed in and said his brother Scotty, you know Scotty, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
His brother's birthday is today, 40 years old.
Happy birthday, Scotty.
Yeah. Big watermelon farmer up there around Tifton.
Yep.
Gonna take a break. We're right back with a wrap-up segment here on the Good Outdoors.
So, Dawson, is Dad still ill about you calling him out on his shooting ability?
I don't think so, but I have seen him on the range a lot more lately.
Dad always says practice makes perfect.
That's what he says, but I don't think it works for adults.
Why do you say that?
Well, from the look of the scorecard, it's making it worse.
Dawson, bring me some more shotgun shells.
Okay, Dad.
If you need some practice, come by Southwind Clays and Quail on the Quitman Highway just past the river headed towards Quitman. With a top-notch clubhouse, a 5-stand, sporting clays range, as well as a rifle and pistol range, Southwind has what you need to succeed. World-class quail hunting is also available with some of the finest bird dogs around.
Dad sure shoots a lot.
Yeah, if he keeps this up, Mom's gonna be mad.
Why is that?
Because he's spending all Mom's shopping money on shotgun shells.
Hi, I'm Barry Broom with Allstate Insurance Company. I'm a big fan of the great outdoors. There are many recreational activities that allow us to enjoy God's creation. There's boating, camping, hunting, hiking, fishing. Think about all the gear, equipment, and vehicles that we have that make those times outdoors so memorable. When it comes to protecting and insuring your firearm, your boat, RV, camper, four-wheeler, even your golf cart, think of me, Barry Broom, your Allstate agent. Call me at 229-244-9856 or visit me online at barrybroom.com. Go make a memory. Enjoy your great outdoors.
Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has been serving South Georgia and North Florida for over 3 decades. With 9 locations in the South, Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a full-line distributor for all welding and industrial supplies. The Jones mission is to provide quality products at a competitive price in order to supply the best service available. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply has built a reputation for good, honest, old-fashioned service. For a location near you, visit www.joneswelding.com. Jones Welding and Industrial Supply is a proud supporter of the good outdoors. Val Optics on Patterson Street in Valdosta, Georgia has been providing 1-hour service for 25 years. From eyeglass repair to eye exams conducted by one of 2 on-site optometrists, Val Optics is there for all of your eyesight concerns. There is no need for an appointment and most insurances are accepted. Val Optics also accepts outside prescriptions. So if you need eyeglass repair or an eye exam, stop by Val Optics at 601 North Patterson Street, Valdosta, Georgia. 25 years in business says it all.
So you need a car, truck, or SUV? Look no further than Midway Auto Emporium at 4189 Bemis Road, Valdosta, Georgia. Cameron and Melissa Tucker has been serving the Valdosta area for over 7 years now. They are a family-owned and operated local business with hometown values and still believe in handshake deals. With a great selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, with a Carfax report on every one of them, along with bank financing at all credit levels and interest rates as low as 1.85% with approved credit. 4189 Bemis Road, or visit their website at midwayautoemporium.com.
It's the Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country. Now, let's get back to the fun, talking about everything to do with the outdoors with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie.
Welcome back to the Good Outdoors. This is our wrap-up segment brought to you by Southwind Sporting Clays and Quail out Highway 84 headed towards Quitman. Go just across the river, take the first drive to the right and go up in there to the clubhouse, and man, they'll take care of you. Got sporting clays, 5-stand, quail hunting, all types of activities out there. Rifle range, pistol range, go inside in your rifle or just shoot your rifle some, shoot your pistol, just have a good time. And they got it going on. I was out there Saturday morning with Dawson, and as we were getting done, turkey hunting, there was people coming up there just getting on the course and shooting.
The regulars.
Yes, sir.
I can't get over the good luck turkey dance there.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, you got to go to our Facebook. You got it loaded up yet?
I think it's on there. I do believe it is.
Mitch Folsom has put up a good luck turkey dance of his son. I guess it's his son, isn't it?
Yes, his son.
I'd like to know who taught him how to dance, because
yeah,
I used to do moves like that back when I was a Chippendales dancer.
Oh, yeah, that's got a mental picture of that.
Now I'm a Chips Ahoy dancer.
No, yeah, you might have been a Heckle and Jekyll dancer, but you wasn't no Chips. You wasn't no what do you call it, Chippendale dancer.
The South Georgia Classic's coming up this weekend. Well, actually,
it starts
this entire
Thursday,
week.
Does it not?
Well, they're already starting this week. I think they're starting actually today on some of it.
There's some sort of qualifier, I think, that one year the guy that won it, may have been last year, I can't remember. He played his way in on the the qualifying day. He wouldn't have got in if he hadn't qualified that way, and he ended up winning it. So he gave hope to all those guys that are trying to qualify. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow. Usually on Wednesdays they have like either a father-son or pro-am or par 3 challenge or something like that on most golf tournaments. I'm sure they're having some sort of festivities, but they are celebrating the event all week. You can be guaranteed of that. It's a huge event. It's getting bigger every year. Winner usually gets about $112,000, so it's worth the 4 days of effort there.
Yeah, and
would be
they've
for
been
me.
doing big articles on it. You know, last week, this weekend, they did plenty of it on there. It's a huge event down here in South Georgia. It's one of the qualifying events, like I said, and it's lots of activities going on. Black Crow Media will be out there off and on all week long. I'm sure Jim Morgan, he'll be out there watching it.
Oh yeah.
And I went to it one time, and let me tell you, it was fun. The tournament schedule today, this afternoon, is a Pro-Am, and tomorrow practice rounds, the VLPRA Junior Clinic presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, and that's a Pro-Am pairings party. And Wednesday, First State Bank and Trust Company Pro-Am. Thursday, South Georgia Classic starts. Round 1, just like Ronnie said, Thursday. Round 1, then Friday round 2, Saturday round 3, and then Sunday, the final round.
Yeah, what you want to hope for is you're sitting in the grandstand on the 18th hole late Sunday evening. There's about 4 guys battling it out for the lead, and you most time you don't want to go to the playoff. You want somebody to win it on the 18th, but you want somebody to roll in that magical putt so you can talk about it the rest of your life.
Yes, sir.
But when the grandstands erupt when that guy rolls that putt in, it's an unbelievable atmosphere. They had the McGladrich Classic over there on St. Simon's Island every year, and some of the biggest names in golf would come play. And I'll never forget sitting there on the 18th green. I can't remember who the guy was that won it now, but when that putt rolled in, and there was probably 30,000 people there, it seemed like. And you would have thought Kirby Puckett hit a home run in the 7th game of the World Series for the Twins. Man, it was ridiculous. And golf can get exciting. You watch it on TV, sometimes it's like watching paint dry, but you get down to the final hole and there's a mad dash to win it. It gets pretty serious.
Yeah, Michelle and I went to one of them several years ago when Garth Mulroy won it, and it came up there at the end, and just like you said, when he sunk that putt, it wasn't him sinking the putt that actually was the winning of it. It was the guy behind him that missed the next shot.
Yep.
And then the stands just erupted. Let's take this call right quick. Good morning, caller. You on the Good Outdoors?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
CarolCatDeployment.com. That's it, dog. I got one more for you. What do they call a cigarette in Britain?
I don't know.
You know what they call them? I think they call them fags.
Yep.
Do they?
No, really. So check this out. I'll see y'all cigarettes later. All right, I got to go.
Oh man, that's pretty
low
there now. You could do better than that, there, Mr. Theory. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. What do they call bad joke artists in Lake Park? Ding dongs.
Dog.
Oh.
That's about like this statement right here when this guy's talking about planting oak trees for wildlife, and there's a specific kind. On a serious note, there's a specific kind of oak tree I want to talk about. But this guy says the old tree planting axiom goes like this: the best time to plant an oak tree was 30 years ago, but the second best time is today. Pretty good. They've come out with.
What was the best time 30 years ago? So you'd have some shade now.
Yeah, so you would have acorns now for the deer to eat, because most acorn bearing trees it takes years for them to produce nuts. Well, they've got one called the I don't know the correct way to pronounce this. It's spelled Nuttall, so it's either Nuttall or Nuttall, who knows. But I'm gonna call it Nuttall. But the Nuttall oak originated on the Mississippi River, and it is a bottomland oak that grows real fast. It makes acorns in 3 to 5 years.
That is fast.
That is very fast. Our cousin Don, he planted white oak acorn trees behind the pond back there in the field, and it was about 10 years to 12 years before the first acorn appeared. And of course, they're bearing really good now, but you can actually make a pretty good impact very quickly with that species of oak tree. And
nice.
You can get it from realtreenursery.com. And some other places too, but that's a good quick bearing tree. But
fruit trees, any type of fruit or nut tree is really good to plant for wildlife.
No doubt about it. Pecan trees grow real slow. Those two that are in Mom's front yard have been there for God knows how long, and they still are just not they're just not big. That one's getting bigger,
right?
But it's amazing how slow them things grow.
Well, I think it's 7 years before they really start producing good, on a pecan tree. But when you're commercially growing trees, there's a lot more things you do to it than what Dad's done over the years in the front yard there.
Well, proper irrigation and fertilizer and all that makes a big difference. But just out in the wild, a tree takes forever to grow, especially an oak. I mean, I know there's that oak tree. I don't know if I'm sure you've seen it, but I don't know if you've ever thought about it. But right in front of the baseball field at Hayhira Middle School, that one oak tree right by the road, right beside the ball field, has been there since I went to school there.
Yep.
I can remember being in the 6th and 7th grade right there, and being under that oak tree, you know, standing or whatever, talking, and it seemingly being the same size that it is now. And that was, 30 years ago. They grow slow. So
Yes,
when you go into St. Simon's Island or some of these places in Brooks County, and you're going down these roads that the oak trees have created like a tunnel effect going down the road. Stop and think, and the jokers are wider than you can stretch your hands across.
Yes, sir.
That's closer to 40 years than it is 30.
That's right. They're hundreds of years old sometimes, and takes a long time. They could tell some stories if they could talk.
Oh, man, they can. Some of the biggest, you talk about trees like that, biggest pine trees I've ever seen, man, they're huge. You don't really necessarily think about a pine tree being that old, but I've seen very few in my life that two people could not stand there and reach around.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is out there in Brooks County. The other one was in Wilcox County. And two people can outstretch their arms and not reach around these pine trees, and they're both in huge swamp bottoms, and that's a big, big, big old pine tree. So you don't see a whole lot of them.
No, they usually get turned into houses before they get the chance to get that big.
Well, the thing with these is they're in swamp bottoms. Yeah, they're swamp bottoms, so they probably can't be gotten to be harvested as easy as as the rest of them up on the hill could. So thank goodness of that.
The biggest one I've ever seen was up in Irwin County at Doc's place, and it was down in a swamp bottom like you're talking about. It was absolutely huge. There's no way that two men could reach around it.
Some of the oak trees you're talking about, they could be 200-300 years old. They've seen Revolutionary War. They've seen the Civil War.
Probably had somebody hanging from them.
Probably have.
You remember the place that we went to up in with Greg? Was it Greg, Steve, this year? Went deer hunting, me and you and the boys and all, and Trey.
Greg Long.
Yeah. He was talking about I think it was a cypress tree that they were studying to see how old that tree was, and it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years old. But you could not. I don't think 4 or 5 people could have reached the base of it and stuck their arms around it. It was that big. Absolutely that big.
Have y'all heard any report about the smoking pig catching on fire?
Yeah, smoking pig caught on fire last night.
Last night, huh? Was it bad?
Well, they say that it didn't appear to be that bad, but I guess the reports will be out later. It's up in the walls and stuff. Maybe like Daryl was saying, it could be pretty rough.
Well, on Friday, while we were talking about gun control and punishing the strong-arm robberies and armed robbers, the Flash Foods right by Smoking Pig got hit by two armed guys coming there brandishing a weapon and stole the night deposit from Flash Foods. So I hope they catch them. Sorry. Low-down scoundrels right there now. Sir. Can't get out there and earn their living. We'll take it from somebody else.
Yep. That's just no sense in that.
Sorry.
Either.
Sorry.
None whatsoever. There it is. Good Outdoors is calling my name. Time to get out.
Telling us to get out of here.
Jim Morgan trying to get up in here.
Telling us to get out of here and telling Jim to come on in.
Sure is. Hey, I'll be out tomorrow, but I'm sure Steve and Ronnie will have it took care of and treat you really well.
Yeah, we're probably going to have fun tomorrow then, since you're not going to be here.
I imagine so.
We'll be able to relax.
Yeah, we'll chill out.
I'll talk to y'all Wednesday.
Toodles.
You've been listening to The Good Outdoors on 99.5 Kicks Country with Steve, Daryl, and Ronnie. Join us every weekday at 4:30 when we'll do it again.